All right, so by the end of this talk, you guys are going to know a lot more about me than I'm going to know about you, so if you come up to me later, you owe me a fun fact. A little over a year ago, a friend of mine posted this joke on Facebook. She received the usual likes and thumbs up. Everyone had a good time mocking our flawed aid system, but what she didn't know, and what no one knew, was that this fictitious girl was me. Of course, friends don't want to hurt you, but all the same, I suddenly felt like an outsider, different, judged. In national news, the hot topic was critics for the cheaters of the system. All the things that people like me had but shouldn't, and how we obviously weren't trying hard enough. And it worked. The accusations haunted me. I began to question, am I a joke? Am I a taker? A cheater of the system? I questioned my own judgment, my own reasons, my story. But the question kept coming back. Was I worthy of your help? It wasn't supposed to happen. It never is. A young, educated female, I finished undergrad early, attended graduate school, and worked at university while I prepared for medical school. I worked hard and saved, and I did it right. But at the age of 27, in March 2013, I can tell you one simple pictorial what happened. Everything changed, and fast. Truth is, I don't remember everything, and what I do remember is another story altogether. But mostly I know it began a long and confusing journey, where diagnoses came pouring in, stacked TBIs, complicated migraines, severe myoclonus, seizures, marked cognitive decline, and more. It was terrifying. The first time someone mentioned permanent disability, I simply replied, unacceptable. But weeks later, bruises faded, cuts healed. The injuries were no longer always visible, despite that internally nothing had changed. An invisible disability. Sympathy quickly faded to lost patience. You look fine, it's time to get back to life. And so I tried. But despite looking fine, I wasn't. A researcher by trade, I struggled to read and do simple math. I couldn't use bright lights or computers. I asked for time and accommodations. Instead, my position was conveniently and efficiently eliminated. It was a setback, but I continued to refute my condition, declining assistance. I was not a taker, after all, if I just tried harder. Medical bills piled up fast, I lost more jobs, and the driver was underinsured, and it was obvious to everyone. I needed more help and time to recover. So tail between my legs, I sought assistance. I received food stamps and government health insurance instantly. The woman couldn't understand why I hadn't come in sooner. I had nothing. I tried to explain I didn't want to be lazy. I thought back to my friend's joke, because I was now the girl that my friends all openly mocked. I felt the scrutiny, especially when paying at the grocery store, a Whole Foods. But what people didn't know was that there was only this one store nearby and I couldn't drive, so I'd walk the 2 blocks. I felt embarrassed and shamed, because you see, I didn't have much, but what I had was considered too nice. Clothes, shoes, a phone for emergencies. I still took showers and fixed my hair, all things and habits from before my accident. And that was when I realized we had only one idea of what needing help could look like, and I didn't fit the bill. But the truth is, there are an estimated 46.5 million on food assistance alone. Roughly 1 in every 6 persons, which means that more than likely, I'm not the only one you know who's been hiding in plain sight. It could be friends, family, someone sitting next to you tonight. And it is so easy to judge. It helps us make sense of things we don't want to understand. We like to push them away and create distance as things that could never happen to us. It can make us feel better, safer, even justified. But that doesn't make it right, so we have to remember that when we see others, we see a fragment, never a whole. At best, a snapshot of a life in a fleeting moment that will never again exist exactly as it just did. The before, the after, they're unpredictable. You can't tell the haves from the have-nots in only a moment. But I'm not going to stand here and tell you that there aren't takers. There are, and for that we need policy reform. But I can say that some of us want to be good, active, participating citizens who just happen to need a little of your help. And since you can't tell who is a taker and who is not, all we can do is give the benefit of the doubt. Because after all, we're never as far away as we might like to think. I certainly wasn't. And we can't afford to place even the smallest seed of shame in those who truly need help. In hindsight, I've learned I waited too long. If I could do it again, I would apply immediately. It's never easy to ask for help, but I resisted and risked my health and future on a socially dictated pride. It's a gamble I hope others like me won't take. From my story, after much personal, physical, cognitive, and pharmacotherapies, and nearly 2 years gone by, I am finally working again. Day by day, I continue toward full recovery, yet a little piece of me always carries this hard journey that I've now walked, which brings me back to the beginning, where I see a girl a girl I was and in a way still am. But I answered my question, and I hope I've answered yours too. I was not a taker. I was not your joke. We are worthy of your help, and on behalf of those of us who truly need it, thank you.